I'm sorry, what?
Welcome back to an all-new episode of Mondays You're a Mother. I'm your host, Kaylin, and if you're new here, I'm glad you made your way to this space. Last time we checked in was about 2 weeks ago. We took a little pause in production because I wanted to be sure that we got everything aligned, set up, and ready. Thanks to Apple Podcasts for putting our subscription network on live services. We've been able to see the exclusive episodes come up. So if you subscribe on Apple Podcasts, you're able to get notifications of new episodes, exclusive content, and videos, and so much more. Woohoo! Last time we talked, I also shared with you guys that I had started dating. It is really weird and scary after you've been attacked and going through sharing intimacy and being put in that vulnerable connection. And I actually have found someone who has a similar to shared experience and who's going to talk about her advocacy. I always do this, guys. Y'all know me. I'm so... who's going to talk and share about her advocacy against domestic violence. Her name is Taryn Lynae. Hello.
Hi, everybody.
I'm so glad to meet you. Unfortunately, under these circumstances, but I'm excited to have an opportunity to talk to you and talk about your story. But I really want to start from the beginning of what got you into advocating against domestic violence.
What got me into advocating so hard was I grew up in an abusive household, and then I was attacked again by my boyfriend at the time, Peter Lynae.
Oh.
Here's his mugshot for reference, guys. He's currently being held in the Davidson County Jail in Davidson County, Tennessee.
He looks like a guy that beats girls up.
Yeah. My father was my first abuser. He wouldn't be my last, but Peter was going to be my last.
Amen. And how old were you when you guys met?
29.
Gotcha. Statistically, when we have endured abuse in childhood, we are 10 times more likely to be re-victimized in adulthood. So I want you to know that it's an unfortunate thing that predators have this sixth sense about them, that they know when someone has been attacked or traumatized.
Yeah.
And it happens again. These gnats from my plants, I know, I'm
It's okay.
Mr. Miyagi up in this bitch. I'm like,
You got it so quick,
no,
though.
yeah, I'm like, no, can't happen again. But anywho, so 29, you meet Peter. Where did you guys meet at?
A friend's birthday party.
Oh, wow. Okay, so a mutual connection. And they had
Yeah.
never experienced or heard of this?
No, so she didn't really know him that well. She was the roommate of a guy that she had invited over, and he had drove the roommate there, and it was both of them there, and we were all just hanging out for her birthday and stuff, and in the hot tub, and we ended up hitting it off really well, and we kind of just hung out one day and then never stopped hanging out.
Yeah.
And everything was all fine and dandy. There was a couple of red flags there, but they weren't really red flags. They were yellow flags. They were slow down, maybe.
Can you remember exactly what they were by chance?
He did have an order of protection against him from his ex-wife, but however, I had an order of protection against me from my ex-girlfriend because, listen, she attacked me. I have this on video, y'all. I came with the receipts. That's why she went to jail. I didn't, but I beat the fuck out that girl. She should have kept her hands to herself.
Yeah. Once you put your hands on me, I'm like, oh, you want to play?
Yeah, she should have kept her hands to herself. And her name is Nicolette Diogardi, and I can pull that video up if you guys wanted to see it.
Oh my gosh.
Just kidding. We'll save that for another podcast.
Yeah.
Let's focus on Peter today.
Makes me sense. No.
So, yeah, I had that against me, so I was like, people can literally make up whatever in the state of Tennessee, and unless you prove otherwise, the judge is more than likely going to sign off on it.
Exactly.
And she had had a bunch of bruises and stuff on her, and like I said, I did beat her ass, but she came for me first, and she wouldn't get out my car, so my goal was get this girl disabled and get her out of my car.
Right. And then if she got bruises, it just so happened to be from you defending yourself. So,
Literally.
So then her using that is, for grounds of an order of protection, is weaponizing the system.
Yeah.
Which we've
And
seen that happen
literally,
several
the
times on
victim's
show.
advocate said what this is called is retaliation, and I said, I know it is.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Dang. So then you're like, okay, I've been exactly where you are, so no big deal. And then what would be another one, do you think?
for legal reasons, I don't want to talk about that on this podcast.
Understandable, totally understandable. And then, so, you guys are together for about how long?
6 months.
Wow.
Yeah, literally it was like the day after we would have been together, like 6 months, and he got like really drunk, and he was on several other substances, and that night I was actually stone cold sober. And he had a friend over that day too, and they had just been going all day, and I was the sober one babysitting them, and I was not having fun. So he starts arguing with his friend, and he goes outside and he shoots his gun in the air to scare her. Yeah. And he was like, sorry, we live in Antioch, it happens all the time, like acting like it wasn't him who did it. And she like called an Uber immediately, and I was like, why didn't you just ask her to leave, you fucking weirdo?
Yeah, what? If you didn't want her to be there, like, just wanted to scare her to go home, I would have just said, hey, I'm not having a good time anymore.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so anyways, then like we're in the bathroom, and like he's taking a piss, and he's like, don't you fucking leave me right now, I'm breaking down. And I'm like, huh?
Like, what?
And I'm like, okay, I'm here for you, because like being a good girlfriend, that's what you should do. This is the first time I saw him act like weird like this. And then he starts getting like upset about his dead brother, and then he wants to kill himself, and then he moves on to wanting to kill me. And yeah, literally. And he literally told me that I made him homicidal, and like he all of this started over he randomly, like in the midst of him being upset about his brother and him wanting to kill himself and him wanting to kill me, he had also accused me of cheating on him. Like, and he went through my phone, found nothing, because I wasn't cheating on him.
And of course that makes him more mad.
And that made him more mad, because he was like, oh, well, you must have deleted it. Mm-hmm. And he was like, why did you tell your friend that you love him? Like,
I be telling my friends I love them too.
A friend who was my roommate.
Literally, like, I'm like, yo, dog, I hate you, you're fat, love you, babe, have a good day. Like,
yeah, literally.
Like, no, like, never, it's always platonic.
So that's when he starts putting his hands on me, and that's when I'm like, oh, fuck no, this dude ain't about to put his hands on me. So I start putting my hands back on him, and he tried choking me with my t-shirt so he, like, wouldn't leave a mark, like, because he had done this before. Like, I ended up meeting... For her own protection, I'll protect her identity. I'll say I end up meeting one of his ex-partners, and he tried choking her out. And she was the one who got the order of protection against him. Okay. So I ended up meeting her later on down the road, because I found out her name and I looked her up on Facebook, and I was like, hey girl, this happened to me too. I believe you. Because since moving...
not just for her, but for the both of you, to say that, like, I believe you, I'm here for you, and it sucks that it's such a shitty experience coming from children like us who've been abused and haven't had people believe us. So that's so validating, and like, how kind of you. Like,
It's like just crazy to watch how this cycle repeated itself because she got an order of protection against him, and she had put someone else in that order of protection to protect him from him as well. I got an order of protection against him, and I put his dog in it. So I would get custody of the dog.
tell me about the dog. Oh my god.
His name's Hades. He's an absolute baby. I love him so much. I call him Hado for short.
And so, how were you able to get the order of protection to include the dog? Was the violence that happened, did that include the dog too?
He only hit the dog once because the dog bit the cat.
But I mean, they're
Which,
animals. Like, they're gonna do
yeah,
that.
yeah, but when you have like a German Shepherd, like you can't let him bite the cat. Like,
Fair enough. Okay, yeah. That's a
the-
big dog. But,
yeah,
like,
so
hitting it and then, like,
there's
hitting it?
no. He like gave him a little like pop to the
okay,
face.
okay.
Like he wasn't like, because I would have
Okay,
like
yeah, okay,
that
yeah.
wouldn't have flew around me.
Right,
Like,
yeah,
but
of
like.
course, of course.
When you have like 110-pound German Shepherd, I promise you, squeaking his ear and telling him he's a bad boy for attacking a cat is not gonna work.
Yeah, true.
You have to instill fear to where that doesn't happen to your other animals again, because I have 3 cats.
Okay, yeah.
So
we gotta protect the cats, of course, but
yeah, no beating on dogs. No, I have the dog. He's perfectly cat trained now.
yay. You didn't have to like.
No, 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 no.
I'm taking the damn dog, dumbass.
No, I want to find the cutest picture of him. And there's just so many cute pictures of him because he's the biggest, cutest baby in the whole wide world for everyone at home.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Precious.
he's
He is
just-
so sweet. His eyes are so gorgeous. And you
Yeah.
can tell that he is like happy to be around you. You can
Yeah.
see it in his eyes. It's crazy. So now.
Now he's my best friend and I bring him everywhere. Like I bring him to the bar and he hangs out with everybody.
I love
And
that.
like everyone just wants to pet him and he eats up all the attention. Like he loves it so much. He's like, I think everything happens for a reason. And I think part of it was for me to start my advocacy and to also take care of this dog.
Yeah. He was meant to come into your life. And
For sure.
That's so awesome. So, okay, now, that night, you find out, so, I hate to keep going back, but
Yeah.
that night, he's choking you, you get him off you, and you call the police?
Yeah, and he starts coming at me again, but then he starts trying to take my phone and flush it down the toilet, but I keep breaking away, and I've got a death grip on my phone.
Yeah. To flush it down the toilet is so crazy, to like make sure it doesn't.
Yeah, he like tried to pull. Say what?
I said, what a loser.
Yeah,
Sorry.
literally, he tried to pull me like from room to room and tried to get me into the bathroom, but he was like grabbing me like by the arms like this and like pulling at my like shirt and stuff, so that way he wouldn't leave bruises. But guess what? A day later, the bruises showed up. They might not have been there at the time. They may have been red marks at the time. But straight up, there you can't deny that that was not a handprint.
Oh yeah, no way.
Like, you can see the fingerprints.
Oh my god.
Like,
Yeah, when I
yeah.
when I was attacked, he towards the end of the encounter, because I still haven't even shared the full extent of what happened to me on the show, because it's so hard. It's so hard for me to talk about still, and it's been 2 years. But I was like walking to my car. This guy made a move on me, and I was just like, okay, I'm not interested, and I went to leave, and he turned me around and he like forced himself on me, and then put me in my back seat, and like in my brain, watching SVU, this is crazy. And I was like, if I'm just nice to him and I just tell him like, well, what he wants to hear, like I can just go home. And then that's when things like turned. That's not what he wanted to hear. So he like just started choking me like immediately, and he like ripped chunks of my hair out. I just remember thinking like, what the fuck am I gonna do? And then once he like choked me, I was like, I have to get out. And then there were so many bruises like all over me, and then I just remember like thinking and think on my chest. I was like, what the fuck? Like for what? Like what in the world? And he was drunk. Doesn't excuse it, doesn't make it okay, but I remember going to talk about it and them saying, oh yeah, I've heard he gets like that when he drinks. So like, you know that you have this person who's like a rapist. Like that to me, like that tells me that you've heard this before and you've done nothing about it.
Yeah, and that cycles like down to like, you know, there was a person who had an order of protection against him before me, and then I didn't figure this out until I did some snooping that his own father at one point had filed an order of protection against him.
Your dad doesn't even like you. Like,
Yeah.
Like, I know sometimes my dad's like, hey, I'm sure, but he still likes me. Like,
I'm not gonna read the whole thing, y'all. It's public record, but I came with the receipts.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God. And so you call the police. He's arrested. What happens now?
He goes to jail for about 2.5 days, and then he bonds out for $900.
What?
The
Not.
magistrate only gave him a $9,000 bond in total. In Tennessee, you only have to pay 10% of your bond if you go through a bondsman. So he left jail for $900 with no ankle monitor, and he proceeded to violate the order of protection 2 more times.
Before you go to court.
Before we go to court. And
they don't give you an emergent, well, obviously they did, and he's like, that's not anything but a piece of paper, so who gives a fuck?
Yeah, and he just went on and violated it, and come to find out, back in, I believe it was 2024, he had pled guilty to a violation of an order of protection that had been filed on him by his ex-partner. So now, this man has...
It's a repeat offender. You have 2 victims. At this point, you have 2 victims. And you mean to tell me that there's not something additional that Davidson County could fucking do to help victims? Because I remember a case not too long ago where they let somebody out, did not put his ankle monitor into the GPS, and he went to a fucking campground and he killed his ex. So you mean to tell me that this shit is still happening and we're not doing anything about it?
Correct, because they didn't put that he had attempted to strangle me in the police report.
What? Are you serious?
So he did not get charged with aggravated assault, strangulation. He was just charged with domestic assault with bodily injury. So that was the legal loophole part. So the Debbie and Marie Domestic Violence Act is currently what is in Tennessee, and you have to be convicted of aggravated assault, which is a felony, to be, not to be put on the registry, but to bond out and have an ankle monitor.
Okay.
So that's the law.
By the stipulation, by them not doing their job once again and documenting the crime to the fullest extent, he was able to be free, really free, considering he did whatever he wanted while he was out on bond. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry. What losers?
I don't have the police body cam footage yet because it is an ongoing case, but I did tell the officers that he did try to strangle me, and they testified in court that I had not said anything about him trying to choke me. Just know when I get that body cam footage, Davidson County, I'm coming for you, bitch.
I'm airing it, baby, because let me tell you something. I got nothing but time, especially for victims, because we're not going to be fucking victims, not by the system. And I would love, absolutely love, to start a chapter of system survivors who have had negligent officers not doing their job, taking the right precautions and measures when it comes to victims of domestic violence, whether that's in partnerships, roommates, or siblings. Y'all will allow for these people to weaponize the system against others instead of doing your motherfucking job right the first time. So sorry. I'm
No.
that shit makes me
Yeah.
so mad because I've seen it over and over and over again. So now here you are, you're going to court, still
No,
currently.
no, 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 no.
Okay?
He proceeds to go on the run because he is released without a GPS monitor.
Yeah.
And he goes on the run for 7 to 8 months.
Oh
I'm
my
sick of
God.
the shit. I go to the media.
Good for you. Yeah.
So I posted on Facebook because the police aren't looking into solving my case. This dude's already violated the order of protection twice.
They don't care.
And
Yeah.
he's out on the loose, and like I went to Facebook and let me find the post that I posted because
You were also on Fox 17 News, right?
yeah.
You were able to, unfortunately, not get to talk about all of the details that we get to talk about today. Of course,
Yeah.
but you were able to talk about the fact that they're not doing enough on their part,
Yes.
the police and district attorney's side, when it came to the actual surroundings of what happened.
Yeah, but this was the first time when it went viral because, like, I had posted a picture of him.
Let's see.
Yeah, and you can read the caption if you want. And a bunch of people started sharing it, and then a local page called 615 Nashville picked it up and wrote, like, a little article and shared his picture. And he came back to Nashville, and I immediately got word. They were like, hey, he was walking down Lebanon Pike 20 minutes ago.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and so I called my friend. He called his people in Metro and said, hey, this is where this dude is at. Go get him. They went and they picked him up.
Thank God somebody was like, hey, go do your job.
Yeah,
Please.
they went and actually they picked him up.
Can I read this?
Yeah.
Did you know that the leading cause of death for women 18 to 44 is being unalived by a man? And if a man strangles you, he's 760% more likely to unalive you. Sharing this may literally save my life. This man's name is Peter Saunier, or Peter Wildson, a student, on social media. If you see him, please contact the police. He's considered to be armed and dangerous. Yeah, I actually recently posted about
Because when
strangulation statistics too, because
I left this detail out, I forgot. While he assaulted me that night, he also had a gun on him the entire time, a loaded gun. So yeah,
that's so scary.
he was still not charged with aggravated assault.
Until at all, still not.
It's now been bound over to the grand jury where it can turn into aggravated assault in Davidson County judicial system. Here's your chance to make a change and hold a man accountable for what he did.
Absolutely.
And the world's watching, and I hope you make the right decision.
Enough is enough when it comes to us not doing our part for victims of domestic violence, whether they are male or female. We have to have more precautions, and we have to do more advocacy when it comes to victims' rights. Because I can count 3 times that my county's judicial system has failed me when it has come to a domestic situation, and then in this situation. So now 4 times, almost to 5, it doesn't make any sense to me. So now, other people are advocating, stepping in, he finally gets arrested.
Yeah, and then he proceeds to bond out again. And guess what? He was made to not wear an ankle monitor. And you know what he did? You know what he did when he wasn't made to wear an ankle monitor? He violated for a 3rd time. And when he was convicted, so those 2 counts that I was referencing earlier, he was convicted on, and he was only made to serve 10 days in the county jail with time already served that he's been in for each count. So he got less than 20 days, really, for violating the order of protection. And now the 3rd count was when he tried to speak to me at the courthouse.
In front of everyone. You got nothing but audacity, you long-haired bitch.
No, you want to hear the first...
That's fucking crazy.
No.
You literally look like somebody's uncle who makes meth. And the fact that you're, oh my God.
We are so much alike. Let me find it. This is gonna have you so dead. It's the level, man, what I wrote to the DA.
Yes. Oh yeah. I need.
No, this is the first one that I wrote to Judge Allegra Walker. I said, to the Honorable Judge Allegra Walker, my name is Taryn and I'm writing as the victim in this case involving Mr. Peter Saunier. I want to begin by expressing my respect for this court and the seriousness in which these proceedings are handled. I do not take writing this letter lightly, however, I feel it is important that my voice and the impact of Mr. Saunier's actions be clearly understood. Over time, the situation has not been a single isolated incident, but a pattern of behavior that has caused ongoing fear, emotional distress, and disruption to my life. Was especially concerning is despite court intervention and the existence of an order of protection, boundaries were not respected. Most notably, the most recent incident where Mr. Saunier violated the order of protection at the courthouse itself demonstrates a complete disregard not only for me, but the authority of the court. This was not a misunderstanding or a technical violation. It happened in a place where the respect of the law should be at its highest. That moment made it clear to me that existing protections are not enough to ensure my safety. I live with constant concern that my boundaries will continue to be ignored. It has affected my sense of safety, my peace of mind, and my ability to move forward without fear of further contact or escalation. I am asking that the court take this seriously and to consider incarceration as a necessary step, not out of anger, but out of concern for safety, accountability, and prevention of further harm. The repeated violations and escalations show that less restrictive measures have not been effective. This is not about punishment alone. It's about ensuring that court orders are respected and the victims are protected and that there's a clear message that those actions have real consequences. Thank you for your time, your consideration, and for hearing my voice. Respectfully, Taryn Overby. And he was sentenced to 20 days. The level of audacity.
I just want y'all to know
how hard I advocated for myself.
To only be there for less than 3 weeks.
Yeah. And I had also wrote the DA.
Make it make fucking sense that someone who is choked, beaten, and has to call for the cops because someone is trying to kill them, and you have to write 2 emails, 3 letters, and stand outside the courthouse for this motherfucker to even be in the jail for less than 3 weeks? Less than 3 weeks. Grow the fuck up.
Yeah, and I believe that at one point I had wrote another email to DA Glenn Funk, and I kept it short and sweet. Let's see if I can find that email.
I had to advocate for someone to be charged with attempted murder after holding a relative captive. Briley, I hope you're still in fucking jail. I hope you never get out. I hope you never do anything with your life because you're a loser bitch who gets out of jail and runs state to state and then manipulates women and tries to kill them. He held this girl that I knew. She was a family friend, family member, captive for over 4 hours and beat her so bad. Her eyes were swollen shut. The Davidson County didn't even charge him with attempted murder. Even when she tried to leave, he threw her back inside, beat her again, and kicked her to a point she was throwing up blood.
Yeah, the only reason why I got away that night is because I went running out the front door.
Like, it's insane to me that you can sit there as an officer of the law and see this situation and say, no, she had it up on him.
And before he was sentenced to only 10 days for each count of these 2 violations with the rest of everything else bound over to the grand jury, I wrote DA Glenn Funk, and I kept it short and I kept it sweet. And I said, Mr. Funk, I'm the victim in the Peter Saunier case, and he has repeatedly violated an order of protection, including at the courthouse itself, while facing domestic assault, causing bodily injury, multiple orders of protection violations, DUI offenses, resisting arrest, and firearm-related conduct, showing that he will not comply with any court order of under any conditions. There are also multiple orders of protection filed against him by other individuals, including his ex-partner and his own father back in 2023, which further demonstrate a broader pattern of dangerous behavior. I'm requesting a multi-custodial sentence that holds him accountable for each violation, because anything less leaves me unprotected and allows this escalation to continue. Respectfully, Taryn Overby. Then they proceeded to sentence him for 20 days.
You funky ass bitch. That's what I think.
Yeah.
You funky bitch. They say 10 days is enough for violating someone in their order of protection in the courthouse, and y'all said 10 days. So
then that's when Fox 17 steps in.
Absolutely. Thank you.
When Fox 17 steps in, they revoked the bond the following Monday.
Yeah, because you have a spotlight on you, because Davidson County has a habit of letting women die.
Yeah.
They're knowing that there is a perpetrator or a predator out there who's being abusive. They have a tendency to say, not my job, but it is.
That's why I went to the media, because I wasn't getting justice anywhere else. And like, that little piece of paper didn't protect me. Having his face out there and having me publicly state that, hey, I'm not suicidal, I would never leave my family. Like, if something happens to me, Peter Sonnier did it.
Oh my God. And then having to do that, that's not enough. Then you go to the news, and that's when they finally do their part. So now, where is he now?
He is currently being held in the Davidson County Jail on no bond, but that's only because I advocated so hard to keep him in there. I wrote letters to the district attorney and to the judge, so that way they would understand the seriousness.
How important this is.
Yeah, because evidently they just weren't getting it.
Yeah, no, obviously not.
Let me find them.
And then, what do you do now?
What I do is I wait for trial.
How are you coping? How are you healing? Do you have enough support?
Yeah, I have enough support. I have my friends and my animals, so that's good. And my psychiatrist. Shout out to Kirsten if you're watching this.
No ideations over here.
Yeah, I'm still good.
Yeah. Thanks for the meds. No.
I need my Adderall refilled though. My house needs to be cleaned.
If I could get anything beyond, I'm like, God, I know I have ADHD. I can tell by how I talk. So we don't get
Sometimes it makes it fun.
And then, how can we support you in continuing on supporting you in this advocacy and in your case as well, too?
Just by believing victims, helping provide victims with resources. Like, just because you think someone's a cool guy and you want to keep buying shit from him, doesn't make him not an abuser.
Amen. Amen. And just because he didn't do it to you doesn't make what he did to someone else any less valid. That's a big thing. I hear that often for people justifying why they still keep connections with known abusers. Is that, oh, well, he didn't do anything to me. Right, but he still beat the dog shit out of this bitch. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I would never in life.
Yeah, I said, Dear Judge Babb, my name is Taryn Lynae, and I respectfully submit this letter for the court's consideration regarding Peter's custody status. According to the court record, Peter Sonnier has been convicted on 3 separate occasions for violating orders of protection involving 2 different individuals, including myself. These convictions demonstrate repeated violations. The court issued protective orders over time. I also ask the court to consider that Peter is facing firearm-related charges that have been bound over to the grand jury. I understand that these charges have not resulted in convictions, and I recognize the criminal process is ongoing. I respectfully ask the court to consider the procedural status of those charges together with the documented history of violating orders of protections when evaluating whether continued detention is appropriate or when assessing the safety of both the protected individuals and the community. This case has had a significant impact on my life. I've lived with ongoing fear, anxiety, and uncertainty because of the circumstances surrounding the matter. It has affected my sense of safety, my peace of mind, and my daily life. Knowing Peter's history of violating court orders has made it difficult for me to feel confident that I would be safe if he were released. I respectfully ask the court to consider the effect that these events had on me as a victim when making its decision. Let's see, where was that?
This decision.
Sorry, I'm scrolling.
No, you're fine.
I appreciate the court's time and careful consideration of this matter. I respectfully ask the court to consider Peter's criminal history, repeated attempts failures to appear, and the pending firearm-related charges that have been bound over to the grand jury, and the safety of the protected individuals in the community when determining whether he should remain incarcerated. Thank you for your service in considering my statement. Respectfully, Taryn Lynae. And I had wrote a letter to the DA too, but I think what is not most important here is like not what I said, but what the DA said.
Hang on. Let me, hold on. So sorry, I did not mean to just take that from you.
You're good.
I'm so sure that we get this and it be on speaker. No. Get away from here.
It's not on speaker.
They did have a hearing, and she submitted a copy of the preliminary hearing where you testified before, and obviously talked to the judge about his record. And so the judge took the hearing under advisement, and so she will make a ruling by August 5th, so next week. Sometimes they'll issue a written order before that day, but mainly I expect for her to make an announcement on August 5th about what her ruling is regarding the bond. So I can definitely get back with you on that day and let you know what she has decided. You can call me back if you have any questions. 615-862.
What's up out there?
Yeah, so they actually took what I had to say into consideration for the first time in this case, and I have the feeling that it's only because I went to the media.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm so proud of you. It takes so much to be strong, and people will tell you to be strong in the worst moments of your life. I would never say that. Be fragile, break shit, do whatever you gotta do. But you made a choice to say, I'm not taking this shit, and I'm gonna do whatever I can to get justice. If somebody won't fight for me, I'll fight for me.
Exactly.
And that is the biggest thing that I say all the time, is that if no one is there for you, be there for yourself. And you're modeling what it's like to never give up. And I'm so fucking proud of you.
Yeah, and it's more than about just holding him accountable with the justice system. It's about publicly holding the justice system accountable, because if you let it slide, it's gonna slide, because it kept sliding up until the point that I went and I opened my big ass mouth.
And said enough is enough.
Yeah.
And how many more victims is it going to take for the judicial system to get it together when it comes to domestic violence victims? How many more people have to die at the hands of their partners or in their same home spats? Do we have to take this shit seriously?
But also, today was August 5th.
I know, I was gonna be like, oh my god, it was in real time, so what happened? I know.
Yeah, his motion to reinstate his bond was denied.
I'm so
So he will be in the Davidson County Jail awaiting trial for an undetermined amount of point in time. It must really suck to be him right now.
I'd hate being a boy with long hair in jail. It would suck. I would just
Yeah.
never drop this up. But I think you should. Please.
I mean, we could talk about how he's low-key gay, and that's probably why he put his hands on me, but I think that's a conversation for another day.
For part 2.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Sorry, hitting me won't make you less gay, Peter.
It's the worst, actually. Like, you can't be mad at me for that. Like, really, you're a total bad bitch. So, like, for him to be mad at you because he can't be as bad of a bitch as you, I think that's really what it is, honestly. But how do you feel about coming for a part 2? Because you actually have so much more that I want to ask you and share with you, because not only is this going on, but you had something else simultaneously, and I would love to have you back if you'd be interested.
Absolutely.
Oh my God. Yes.
Yeah.
Because this other thing, I'm like, we have to get into this, but honestly, I know I'm going to ask 1,000 questions, and it's going to be so fun.
And I can actually get into all the details with that because the case is closed.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm so pumped. Thank you again for coming out. If you've been listening this far, I have to tell you, if you or anyone you know is experiencing domestic violence, please reach out. There are resources online, and there's also Safe Haven's house. We have Heather's house here in Cheatham County, and we have a few Safe Haven houses in Nashville. Please, if you see something, say something. Don't allow for your friends to be victimized by their partners. I can't advocate or stress enough how important it is to speak up for yourself, even when you feel like there's nobody there in your corner. You're in your corner. This is your life, and like, you can't let just some fucking loser take it from you. We only get one, and I hope it's my first and last time here. I know it's not, but we'll talk about that next time. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, please like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe wherever you stream your podcast. Tune in next week. Love ya. Bye.
Bye.